We travelled to the village of Miyama, a designated conservation area north of Kyoto, famous for its traditional thatched houses. Here we met the textile artist Hiroyuki Shindo, who introduced us to the art of indigo dyeing.
When I was an art student, I really fascinated from the leaves of green plant. We could get such a beautiful blue color, like a sky to the deep ocean. So that all my life has been involved on the palm of the indigo god. Since we are living in this small village, so the environment surrounding us is really important for us. So then we don't use any toxic things or chemical stuff to make a color from this liquid. So the all ingredient is ash, and we extract a very strong alkaline liquid and always keep here. If it's alkaline too high, bacteria in dormant in the fermented indigo is not melt into the water. Each day is different. So serve every day and keep it warm. During winter time, we have a fire pit here, and we put the charcoal to warm up the liquid. So it's alive. There are many indigo farms all over Japan, Hokkaido and Tokushima. Those are very well-known, popular plantations. I became a friend of one of young man. He studied the indigo making in Shikoku. So I really wanted to support him. He every year make a wonderful fermented compost of indigo to us, for us. So just I want to show you. Do you want to put it on your palm? Okay. This is the Japanese fermented indigo, which is called sukumo. So it's a fermented leaves. They put it into the special barn, and they start to sprinkle water on it, dried leaves. So it got start to ferment. Green leaves became kind of a compost like this. We received from a special farmer every year. More than 200 kilograms of this compost, the indigo compost, for using for next 1 year.
Shindo sensei lives in one of Miyama's biggest thatched homes, which holds a traditional dye house as well as the Little Indigo Museum, where he displays his work and his collection of indigo-dyed textiles.
This site is showing from abroad. I used to purchase this piece on the flea market. That's the Uzbekistan piece from Istanbul.
Katazome? Is it wax? Or?
It's not wax, it's a paste which is made from rice. Do you know the mochi? Oishii mochi. So they mold it and squeeze on put on a pattern paper. So the one pattern paper is like this. So they just put the squeeze paste and take it off, and then again to put here, and so continue. So then it come out a beautiful. How do I tell? Refraining pattern on the fabric. So they look at this burning charcoal and dry it from the bottom. Isn't it a lovely picture?
Lovely. It hasn't changed a lot the way you do it.
That's right. It's still continue the same way. Something like a kasuri, ikat, warp and weft ikat. It was a bedding. So then katazome also bedding, but it was using the same pattern. So then they much more easier to produce many pieces. Use a simple tool like for Christmas cake, and the paste is come out So drawing. So we call it tsutsugaki. The type of tsutsugaki and katazome and kasuri is a typical three popular technique to dye the indigo. Also, of course, shibori, right? This is a kind of my invention. Almost 15 years ago, I just got the idea, take advantage of two cylinder, and from there to here, like this. Actually, it need a very strong muscle for the finger, so that sometimes we need a third nail, you see?
Or long nails.
So it's much more easier. Like this, and winding up like this. So by continuing the same motion, it end up come up like that cylinder. So then we dip it in whole cylinder, go to the dye stuff, and 5-6 minutes, then export to air. Actually, when you untie this fabric, it's come out of white ground and a stripe, irregular stripe on the. I named this type of shibori, named called Shindigo shibori. Shindo and indigo combined, new word and new shibori. So that work was born. And we sold the kimono a lot. Mostly I've been involved to complicate shibori work for making a Japanese traditional kimono. About 50 years ago, market was not bad like as today. Because young people are still interested in wearing kimono, light one. And also the old lady understand what is the tradition of Japan. So then they request a very high prestige of the kimono. It's just like artwork, but now it's disappeared from Japanese culture, almost. So it's a kind of so difficult to make a living by making an extravagant kimono. My baby.
How long does it take you?
Not so much, but 3-4 days to a week. And you can see the poster over there. 1987, long time ago. But still continue to that. Clothes or fabric does have a kind of the power, even change the mind of young people. So then I'm so interested in to just by learning about the history of indigo. My indigo dye is really old-fashioned. What I am doing is just want to make a little ordinary things. So then I satisfied with that, but somehow some of the curator in museum interested in my activity or art, so then I am lucky man be chosen as a kind of the important exhibition in New York and even in England.
I learnt a lot about indigo and the technical aspects of the dyeing process, but perhaps the moments that struck me the most were his thoughts on sustainability and the importance of keeping this ancient art form alive. It was very special to share our experiences with Shindo sensei and his wife over tea and rice crackers, show them my sketchbook and talk about art.